We waited 5 years for a rework to the marketplace. Plarium just told us what it's going to be, and unfortunately, it's a pile of. What's going on, everybody? Blazing here. Welcome back to another Raid Shadow Legends video, and let's talk about the market rework. Now in patch 10.10, they're coming out with a whole bunch of things. There's a couple of things I really want to touch on. The main thing being the market, and then I think the event dungeon is the next thing, right? So we are getting a new legendary login champion. It's going to be a 14-day login champion. I'm curious to find out, though, what do you guys think? Is it going to be the Mad Hatter, the Queen of Hearts? Is it going to be Alice, or maybe the cat? I don't know, but let me know in the comments down below. And while you're down there, consider subscribing to the channel and, giving this video a thumbs up. It really helps me out. So let's talk about the event dungeon. From what I've seen in the clips on YouTube and everywhere else that they've posted them, it just looks like a reskin of the Odin dungeon, right? So nothing changing. And then they're just going to put in, just the new champions. I really would love to see just something a little different, right? Make it more Alice in Wonderland theme. Like, if you're going to go in on this and bring these champions into the game, I really would love to see it just go all in, right? Just give us something different. Don't just reskin the same dungeons. It's just not fun, right? Granted, I guess a lot of us are not sitting there and looking at the dungeon because we just put it on the farm and walk away. But I think it'd just be cool, right? It would just be a little cool to just have something new and interesting, right? Don't just reskin it, which seems to be the case. So kudos on the new 14-day login champion. I like it. Let me know again who you think it's going to be. The event dungeon is going to feature 2 new relics, right? We'll be able to get some crafting material for those relics. Cool. I already feel like relics are just too much, right? And I don't really like the fact that it's just basically you have to do Chimera, you have to get the trials done, and that's how you're going to get more of the higher end stuff, right? The problem with that is it requires shit tons of gear and really, really OP champions, right? Unless you have Galathier, I think you're kind of capped out at like, what is it, 10, 12? And the bar that is set for the personal rewards for the chests is honestly too high, and the rewards are just not worth it. So moving on, the market rework. Okay, 5 years of playing Raid Shadow Legends, we have not had an update to the market. This would be the most simplest and easiest quality of life change that Plarium can do, if done the right way, to make the community happy. But it doesn't look like that's what they're doing. It looks like all they're going to do is just upscale the gear that we're getting, right? So I like the fact that what they're going to do with this is they're going to put in all of the so like the bazaar and everything else, like the token trader, clan shop, it's all going to be under one, which is great. I love it. One hub for everything. I think that is awesome. I'll give you that one. You're doing great. But putting in just 6-star gear, putting in gear that is just going to be from dungeons, or adding it from dungeons, so maybe we'll get some savage or whatever, and then telling us that it'll start featuring epic and legendary gear more often as you progress. The better artifacts you get to access. At some point, you may just stop receiving common and uncommon and rares. Okay, so here's the thing with this. Again, I like this, a step in the right direction, but it's not enough, right? It's really not enough, because there are so many more things you could be adding, right? You could be adding soul stones. You could be adding essence. You could be adding, an epic champion, like 1 epic champion a week that people can get to help them progress. It doesn't need to be a crazy void champion. You could add, void rares to it, right? You could add cold hearts. You could add reliquary tenders, champions that are going to be able to help people in the early game. You could add rare champions as well to help people. Yeah, I get it. It's not going to make money on the shard end, but listen, you got to give a little, right? Definitely must need more. It needs more, right? It needs more. And the one real big thing here that I kind of want to point out is we go into the shop right now, you're going to see a 5-star weapon is 320,000 silver, right? And that's a 5-star rare. What is it going to cost for a 6-star legendary? I mean, you got a 5-star common for 360, a 4-star common for 225. So we talking like $1 million, $2 million? Like, again, I really hope that you implement this the right way. Don't make it so it's like 10 million silver for a legendary piece that may be good, maybe subpar, because we know that once we buy it, even if it is for 2-3 million, which I'm guessing is probably the mark of where it's gonna stay, chances are it's probably gonna roll a flat stat, right? So I really hope that it's not going to be expensive as all hell, but I'm not holding my breath, guys. I don't know, but you could definitely be doing so much more with this shop. You could be adding, like I said, the epic champions. You could be adding rare champions, right? Give people a chance to get an apothecary or something like that. And again, it doesn't need to be all the time. You could say, listen, once per month you'll get an epic champion in here, and that epic champion could be, you know, targeted champion. It would be absolutely phenomenal and huge for a lot of the players. Yes, you already give them the 5 ancient shards, but honestly, I think people would be a lot more happier not getting the ancients, or maybe not. I guess not. No, leave the ancients. Leave the ancients. Just add more rare champions as you progress, right? You know, once you hit level 50, give us some more of those, right? When you go in, again, you could add some of the essences. These are essences right here, are some of the most difficult things that we can get, right? Give us a couple in there for us to buy, right? Give us a mortal soul stone. Like, make this honestly, make the marketplace the update of the year. This right here will make it so that you are, I'm not going to say all is forgiven with everything that has happened, but it will make the community much happier. Watcher of Realms has a great marketplace, right? You can buy multi-battles. You can buy epic, you can buy rare champions, right? You can get so many other things that you need in game. You can put in dust, right? You can put in chaos ore. Granted, you've put the chaos ore and the dust in the clan shop, right? Towards the end here, but you know, that's got to be unlocked. And what are we going to buy? 3 a week? It's a little kind of, you know, put in some epic books, right? Put in some rare books. Again, you don't need to go crazy and give us 10 or 15 a month, but add them over, you know, say every month we're allowed to get 2 epic books, 5 rare skill tomes. Like, make it so that it's actually something people want to use. Essentially, it's, as of this point, it's probably not even worth to say that it's a rework. It's just adding more crappy shit in there, and we're not really going to use it. Honestly, for myself, still, the best part is, yeah, if I might get a 6-star legendary piece, I might be okay, depending on what it is, but I'm not going to hold my breath, right? Trying to get an upgrade, especially for an account like mine, is very hard. I doubt that if I'm spending 20,000-30,000 energy in a dragon run for 3x, I might get a couple of upgrades there. I'm sure shit not going to get an upgrade out of the market rework, right? So again, step in the right direction. You just need to do more. You just need to do more. This is not at all, it's a swing and a miss. It's a fail, right? But it's moving towards the right direction. So the next thing I really kind of want to touch on is the champion rating resets. 5 years, again, 5 years. We've had champions that have been put into the game, have had reworks. People don't really go back and update them. And it is absolutely sad to see that some of these champions aren't getting the love that they need. Granted, not to say that a lot of them are good, but some of these champions have had a rework. And like Septimus, for instance, he's got all of these, you know, 4.8 for Demon Lord, Spider's Head, Campaign, Arena. These were all great 10 years ago, Plarium, come on. You know, he's not really used anywhere else right now. Like most of these places, I would say I'm not going to use him in the Magic Keep, right? He's Spirit Affinity. He's absolutely garbage. But back then he was a enemy max HP hitter, which made him great. I definitely don't think that he's a 4.3 Chimera. Fandom Shogun, maybe depending on the affinity. But again, a lot of these I feel like not really, you know, not really 2024, 2025, or I guess I should say 2025 because 2024 is gone. So a reset on this is great. Also, get rid of these because you obviously have no idea on how to gear him. No one is going to put him in an offense and critical rate set. We're looking for savage, lethal, and possibly cruel, right? But again, I think a lot of these, this again does need to be done because these are so outdated. And you know, he's got 7,000 reviews, but out of the 7,000 reviews, how many of them were in 2024 when people actually got him, and how many of them were from 2019 or 2020 when people got him then, right? So again, step in the right direction. I like it. Not the biggest thing, but with all of that said, guys, I don't know. The market rework, 5 years, it's a fail, it's a flop, it's a strike. I'm hoping we get it reworked again. They watch this video and they add all of the stuff that needs to be added to it to make it absolutely a phenomenal place. I like that they're condensing everything again. Yes, the takeoff from this is Plarium, you're moving in the right direction, just not enough, right? You're, instead of moving the needle 10 points up, you're moving it half a point, right? I can give you a little bit of credit, just not a lot. If you guys have some time, swing by on Sundays, 2 p.m. EST for the Knights at Plarium podcast, where we talk everything Raid Shadow Legends. We talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. And as always, guys, much love, much appreciation. Be safe, be well, be good to each other, and I'll catch you guys next.